Hello, this is Mr. Boyer, and this is assignment Word D2, where we're going to learn to properly format and set up a works cited page using the MLA format. So I've already got a document started for you that shows works cited, and I've made 3 entries on it. So we're going to change the formatting here and get it set up to look like a proper works cited page, and then you'll continue on with your portion of the practice. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure we have 1-inch margins, which we already do. We know that because if we go to the layout, look at our margins, we can see that the normal margins are already highlighted. So next thing we need to do is we need to change the formatting here. So I need to first go ahead and highlight all, and let's go back to the Home tab here. We're going to change the font to Times New Roman. So I'm going to come all the way down here, find Times New Roman, and select that, and then we want to increase that to a 12-point font. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that Works Cited is centered at the top of the page, capital W, capital C. The rest of the letters are lowercase. We'll hit Control E, and we'll center that on our page. The next thing we need to do is we need to fix the spacing. So again, we'll highlight all and click the paragraph launcher and open it up. Now, a couple things that we need to. First thing we want to make sure that we do before we do anything else is we want to make sure we don't add space between the paragraphs of the same style. So we click that. That'll make sure that we don't have any unfortunate spacing issues. The next thing we need to do is we need to change our line spacing to double spacing. And finally, let's take a look at indentation. We have the option under special indentation to have a hanging indent by 0.5 inches. That's good. We'll click OK, and we've properly formatted that portion of the works cited page. Next thing we need to do, let's go ahead and put a header in here. We need to make sure that we attribute it to the right person. So type your last name and the page number, just like we did in the assignment, 2 previous assignments in Word C. We'll use current position and plain number. We want to go ahead and align it right, so I'll select Control R. And finally, we want that to be in the Times New Roman font as well. So I'll highlight that, right click, we'll drop down and select Times New Roman from the recently used fonts and increase that to a 12-point as well. Okay, so we've already done this portion. We've got the formatting, the indentation, and the spacing all set up. A couple other things that we need to do. First thing, notice that on the links I have this blue color and an underline indicating that's an active hyperlink. That's great for many documents, but for MLA formatting we don't want to have that hyperlink included. So let's go ahead and right click, and in the menu select Remove Hyperlink, and that gets rid of that hyperlink. Let's try that again. Right click, let's highlight just that one, and we'll actually have to grab some formatting up here, grab this format painter, and we'll highlight that so it looks the same. And again, we'll change that to, looks like we changed our font back to a Times New Roman by mistake. Change it to a 12-point font. There we go. Okay, all cleaned up. Okay, so now let's talk about some MLA stuff. We want to make sure on here that article titles, website page names, and all get quotes. So here we have the first one doesn't have an article title or a page name, so we're good there. We don't need a quotes. This website page name is sufficient. It has quotes, and again, this book down here does not have quotes. In italics, we're going to have the title of a book or the title of a website, if applicable, and the title of this CompTIA exam guide. So we've got all that taken care of. Finally, we need to make sure these entries are in alphabetical order. So I'm going to highlight, and we'll cut. And I'll drop down here and paste that in. Likewise with this entry right here. Paste that in. And now we're all set. So I want to point out a resource. The next part of your assignment is for you to practice doing this on your own. So you've already got the formatting started and set up. Simply continue typing to add those, and then make sure, of course, to put them in alphabetical order. But if you have any questions about what information goes in or the formatting, come down to the Purdue OWL Online Writing Lab website. Look for MLA Style, and then you can go to the Formatting and Style Guide and look at the Works Cited page. There are several articles on Works Cited for different kinds of media, whether it's books, periodicals, electronic sources, or other common sources. So anyway, that's all I've got. Now your part of the assignment is to find 3 entries, at least 2 books. You can use your textbooks from any of the classes that you're taking right now or previously, and at least 1 online resource like a website. So until next time, this is Mr. Boyer. We'll see you later.